Now that my stucco patch is set up a little bit, we're gonna see if there's anything else that I can do. And see, I'm pushing on it, and it's pushing in just a hair. That tells me it's not 100% dry yet. This over here is pretty much dry because that wasn't as thick, and then I worked this way. So, see, I can slightly depress it a little bit, so I don't think I'm going to do much. If I try to do too much to this right now, I think I'm just going to mess it up. More than helping it, okay? Because I can see how it's slightly depressed in, a little bit low. So as it dries a little bit more, I think I'm going to put a little bit more on now with the paintbrush, and then I can take my roller. Remember this? I was using this before. It's all hardened up now, and when I cleaned it, I kind of dried it and made it kind of push up, so I've got some nodules on there. So once I put a little bit more on, I'm gonna use this. I couldn't use it before because that was too wet. But once this dries all the way, I'll put a little bit more on, maybe with my putty knife, and brush it with my paintbrush, and then I can go over that, and that'll kind of pull some of it out. As the roller goes on, it will kind of pull some of it and push some in, and I can get a little bit more of a high-low look, because right now, because it was wet and I pulled it on there with the putty knife, I flattened it out pretty much, and it's not really matching this. This dried has little holes in it. You can see these holes in the stucco. See? That's not gonna let it leak or anything, but that's just how it is. And those holes are just caused by the sand moving around when they put it on. When I put my patch on, you see over there, don't really have many holes, do we? But once I put a little bit more on top of that, then I could make those little holes by using my roller on it and creating that effect, and then brushing it a little bit with my paintbrush and kind of mimicking that. As it is, the concrete paver is gonna be about this high, so I'm only gonna see about that much. Okay, and I might, once I get the tile down, the concrete pavers, I might mask it off and then caulk it. I just might do that. Put a little bit of caulking in there, and take my stucco patch and go down to the caulking, or just put the stucco patch on and brush it on there, put a tape line and put the stucco patch on there, and maybe do away with the gap on the concrete paver altogether. I don't know just yet. That's why I'm continuing this patch all the way down, blending it in, brushing it in, just like I did that other one. Now, before I sealed the two ends, could I have put a bead of caulking underneath that? Yeah, I probably could have. But then if this leaks any which way, I could create a dam right there, and the water might not want to come out if it were to leak underneath this floor, which I don't think it's going to. It looked dry from before, and I ran this flooring all the way up in here, so I think I'm good. I'm just gonna leave this loose. It doesn't have to be snug, because what's going to happen when I put that other stuff down, before I get ready to put the block down. That's going to hold that down. Then when I put the concrete pavers down, that's not going anywhere. And plus that could help breathe underneath there if I need to. Okay, so I'm going to leave it, and now I'm going to get ready to do some more of my stucco patch. Get resituated. So this is all nice and hard now. And I think I should just put a little bit more down. Well, I've been doing a little this, a little that today, haven't I? I haven't resealed this lid because I didn't want it to dry out and put a skin layer on top of it. Trying to keep this is almost like gold, because I know I'm going to need to do some more possible stucco patches here and there later on down the road, and so I don't want that stuff to dry out. This is just, I'm just going to dip some on with my paintbrush and brush it on there. Let's see if we can't blend it in a little. Nicely this time. Get enough on here, I guess, first, huh? And I'm not gonna be too concerned about going all the way down. I don't think. I figured it would be a two-step process. Never get a patch 100% the first time usually. Okay, now I'm going to just take my paint roller, see if I can't lift up any of those nodules, and not much is happening. I need to put a little bit more of this on. Let's just kind of do that business and then do this. Okay. Right now I don't see a whole lot of little air pockets, but when this stuff dries, I think it'll create some. Like that. Now I just have to go around the edges. I think that's all I'm going to do. Just like that. And then, now that shouldn't take that long to dry this time. And so once it starts drying, then I can take my paintbrush on it and my knife and kind of knock down the high edges and then brush it out. Take off any loose bits. Okay? There. I'm liking that. It's way better than it looked like before I even started, huh? This Dryvit is really good stuff. Dryvit, I don't even know where you get it. probably at a paint store. And it will probably come white, and then they put a coloring in it to match whatever color you want. Seems as though I did that one right then. I decided to go ahead and do this one before the floor got dry all the way. Oh man, that's got to be a good 25 pounds or more. Okay. And the reason why I went over that white was just my, what did I put there? Durham's Rock Hard Water Putty, and then I put primer over it. I didn't put anything over it, no tape, no webbing tape, no nothing. And so that's why I built that up with the caulking. Just on the off chance, if I get any water up here in a big heavy rainstorm, the water comes down. Could come underneath here and go right there, and I don't want that water to get underneath the floor, do I? No sirree, bub. I don't want that. Okay, now it won't.